Politics. Let's talk about it. I was under the political spell at some point. Did a lot of volunteer work in politics. Spent a lot of time at the Senate. Sat through a lot of committee meetings. Sat through a lot of late night meetings surrounded by judges. Smoke room cigars, 2:33 in the morning. I got to be a fly on the wall because of, you know, my certain associations back then. All that to say, we're not interested in your politics anymore. People like us are not voting at all, okay? Because to vote for either side, what you would call the lesser of two evils, is to endorse evil. Spell evil backwards. We're not doing that anymore. Out of curiosity, pure curiosity, I watched the presidential debates. Pure curiosity. There's a couple things I was thinking as I was watching these two people argue. Disorderly. The first thing I wondered was, what the hell was that electronic device on the side of Trump's head? That's another video. Looked like a plug-in for, a side plug-in piece for some matrix attachment. Like, nobody saw that? Okay, that's another video. And Crystal Clear probably did that video. I'm tempted to pull over because she stays on top of it. I guarantee you, if she saw that, she did that. She did a video on that. I was like, what the? Little Borg, Bill Gates microchip on the side of Donald Trump's hair underneath that mop. That's another video. None of these people are talking about the children, the child trafficking that is going on in this country. Worldwide for that matter, but let's deal at home. Nobody's talking about these hundreds of thousands of children that are coming up missing annually. Being passed around like Philly blunts amongst you rich fucks. Are you fucking kidding me? We're not voting for y'all. We're not. I'm not. Not endorsing any of y'all. Not voting for you. How Richard Pryor say, and I've said this before, in that classic movie he made, vote Brewster's Millions, vote for none of the above. We're not voting for y'all. We're not as asleep as we used to be. Now, I'm not saying we completely woke. We're not. There's levels to this. But we're not as asleep as we used to be. We're not voting for any of y'all. Apparently, there's a war between what you would call the elites. They're battling amongst each other. We consent to watch you duke it out. We're not participating in that. Fuck out of here. So I get it. Some of us will. What? That's you. We're not. You're not gonna vote? That's un-American. Miss me? Are you kidding me? We're not voting for you. We're not. None of y'all. Democrats, Republicans, none of y'all. We're not voting for any of y'all. Okay? Your time is up. You just haven't realized it yet. Your time is up. You're done. These babies, what you are doing with adrenochrome, what you are doing with these children, what's being found on these laptops, the NYPD detectives, whatever they were, that saw what was on Lil Wiener's laptop, that caused some of them to cry and throw up and all kind of nonsense, and Now, I can't substantiate this, so I'm not saying the following as fact. Uh, a good percentage of those 12 officers or detectives or whatever who saw this evidence on this laptop, or the word is that they are no longer amongst the living. Well, we're going to look into that. You're not going to be able to sweep this under the rug. So people like Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, you know, Biden, y'all all done. You're done. New characters. Your best bet is to try to get a whole new cast to rock Americans back to sleep if you can. Good luck with that. Good luck with rocking us back to sleep. Are you kidding me? The NBA Finals is at its all-time low in viewership. You kidding me? You got everybody social distancing except college football players. Are you still falling for the? You're still falling for this shit? College football players. How many on the field are on one side or offense and D side, running around tackling each other on TV? And you guys are still social distancing, standing. Are you kidding me? You are driving in cars by yourself wearing a mask. At the same time, watching college football. How, I got to go back for this. To quote MC Light, I cram to understand. The mountains are beautiful on these highways. I could turn the camera around and show you, but that's too much multitasking while doing 70 miles an hour on an old country highway. Nice day for a drive. You politicians are done. We're not voting for you anymore. Out of here. What we're going to do is find out. We're going to find out. We're continuing to dig into the contract that is the Constitution that allows these corporate fucks to do business here. We are going to find out how often that is voted on to stay active, and we're going to push to get rid of that contract. Okay, you have not honored the peace and friendship treaty. Okay, you just haven't, and so your lease is up. Okay, your lease is up. Reparations is not going to help you. All of these federal buildings are leased. And all of this stuff is being held in trust for the heirs of the estate. The same heirs of the estate that are being systematically identified genetically as you guys stupidly buy and submit DNA tests to trace your heritage. And stay away from these DNA tests. This is not the time to let anybody stick you with anything. Needles, nothing. It's just not. Okay? These pharmaceutical industries and people who have set up these schools for doctors to go to, Rockefellers and all these people, have systematically created a system where taxpayer money has been utilized to do the taxpayer in, short term and long term. Facts. All right? And you women, sidebar for say, you women were going to get these mammograms, cut it out. Cut it the fuck out. Next time some doctor, some male, old, pasty doctor that's on his deathbed, because doctors live on an average of 53 years. Facts. That's another video. Next time one of these pasty doctors, unathletic doctors at 53, okay, try to convince you to squeeze your tits into this electronic radiation inducing contraption that's 5 times higher in radiation than a normal X-ray. Tell him to put his balls in that shit. Okay? That's what you tell him. Look him in the eyes and tell him, Uncle Mike said, put your balls in that contraption and radiate your balls at 5 times the radiation of a fucking normal X-ray machine. All right? Cut it out. We're gonna cover cancer again because you weren't listening the first time I talked about it. That is another video coming soon. Back to you politicians. We're not falling. We're not falling for that anymore. We don't care who you put up. Okay, you know your desperation. You're not gonna be able to sweep all this baby adrenochrome crap you've been doing under the rug. You're just not. We're not gonna allow it. We're not. Okay. We're not. We're not taking vaccines. We're telling everybody about these fucking vaccines. Anybody that will listen. We're not taking vaccines. Okay? You're not chipping us. Okay? Well, if you don't get the chip, then you won't be able to get the resources because all of the paper money is going. Paper money ain't the only thing that's going. Okay? You democratic fucktards who like scared baby blood are done. We're done with you. We didn't realize you were doing this shit. We're done with you. I didn't even realize. I don't even understand why you created the internet where stuff like that could get out to people like us. Are you kidding me? But we're not violent. First, we work our jobs. We play with our kids on the weekend. Go back and we work our jobs. Now, people like us, we do that knowing that the money that's being paid for to us after we filled out all of those 10W, all of them tax documents, is actually coming from an account that we don't know about. We're getting a small percentage of our own shit. We know about that. Okay, let's tell you some of the things we know so that you know that we know when we buy a mortgage, when we buy a house, and you sit at the closing table and you sign your documents. The second you sign those documents, we know that if the house is $300,000, the bank takes that $300,000 off the top out of our own account that we don't even know exists. Facts. We know that. We put a down payment down for the house, 10 to 20%, and then we make mortgage payments over a 15 to 30-year period. So when we sign a mortgage for a $300,000 house, that $300,000 gets transferred to the bank out of our account immediately from an account we don't even know exists that's in our names. Americans are a bunch of millionaires that don't know they're millionaires. But people like us know that shit. We know because years ago, we were flooding the Federal Reserve with those phone calls asking about those accounts. Like, yo, what's up with this account? You're supposed to be holding in my name. The Federal Reserve was getting flooded with calls like that. It was like, oh, we got to sweep this under the rug. We got to get something together to distract these people. These people are starting to inquire about these damn secret accounts. We know about it. How did we find out about it? We used the number on the back of the Social Security card to find out about it. We did. So in effect, a $300,000 house costs you $600,000 plus the interest on the mortgage. You paid for your house twice. Same thing happens with a car. And even for you semi-rich fucks that go in there and buy these brand new cars cash, you're getting a title. What you're not getting is the certificate of origin. Certificate of origin is going to the state where you bought that car from. So for you semi-rich fucks, next time you buy a car, and you go in there and you pay cash and you feel real good about yourself, I'm not hating, I'm just saying, I'm giving you game. And you go in there, you write a check or money order, or you open a briefcase and drop 40, 50,000. You walk out and ask the daggone dealer for manufacturer certificate of origin, which is actually the paperwork for ownership of the car, and watch the car dealer turn red. Or the finance manager, watch him turn red. Oh shit, how you know about that shit? That's another video. You politicians, I'm giving you some examples of just some of the stuff that we know about. We know that you paid Litton Bionetics $2.5 million a year for 5 years to combine sheep virus, with some other shit to institute what you call HIV and AIDS 20 years later in 83. We know about that. That just started in the 60s, 62, 63. We know about that. It's common knowledge to us now. We have copies of the congressional record. Are you kidding me? I got copies of the congressional record in my cell phone. All right? Thanks to Dr. Lynn Horowitz for putting that out there. We know about that. We know about that. No riots. We hadn't done any riots. We ain't burned nothing down. We're not burning down our own cities. Are you kidding me? We're not burning down small businesses that do business in our area. Now, what we're tempted to do is stop doing business with these large corporations. We're tempted for that. Okay? We're tempted for that. You have sold Americans, all Americans, down a shitty river through the institution of birth certificates, bank documents, traded on Wall Street. We know about all this stuff. I mean, I'm not listening to stuff to try to sound smart. I'm telling you that we know about all this. I'm giving you reasons why we are no longer voting for you, or why we are no longer voting, period. People like me, I'm just telling you, we're not interested. We're not. We're not. And I'm a big basketball fan. Pains me not to watch LeBron, but a lot of us aren't watching sports right now. They got to play in the bubble so they don't get sick. They're play in the bubble. In the bubble? This is the new normal, or whatever, these code words, these mind control words that you come up with. The new normal. And all of these corporations, big corporations, are buying into it, making comedy out of it. You got Domino's flinging pizzas from the front door to the car window as a joke to make coming into the new normal, feel better. Who you think that's working? You think that's working on people like us? The people it is working on are people we're not worried about. We're not. Well, why would you get on the internet and put it out there like that? Because you need to know what you're dealing with. You're dealing with law-abiding nationals. Is what you're dealing with, not citizens. We're not citizens. I'm not. Okay? We deal with the republic only. Not Republican, the republic. Not the U.S. corporation. You don't own us. You don't get to inject us with anything. You don't get to steal our babies and sue us civilly. You don't get to do that. And your time of terror is over. It just is. So Joe Biden missed me. Okay? Choosing a female who looks like me, that gets you no wins. Are you kidding me? That vice presidential candidate is mind controlled. We're not interested in her. We're not. We're not. She built her career sending people who look like her to prison for the same things that you guys are in the process of legalizing. Weed was a bad thing when, you know what I'm saying, when anybody, you got a little bag of weed in your pocket, you got to go to jail. Until you guys took it, GMO'd it, put a patent on it, and now you can sell it and now it's legal. Why would we participate in a system like that? Are you kidding me? You got to be butt fuck retarded. And I know retarded is not a politically correct word, but it applies. You know damn well I'm not talking about the children who are suffering, in large parts because the medications they were exposed to in their youth, ergo vaccines. Okay? I know a father who coached basketball for years. He couldn't wait to have a son so he can coach him. And he had a son. True story. Lives in Long Island, Dix Hills. He had a son, and his son grew to be a giant, perfect size to coach the way he wanted to coach him, and the whole deal. But he never got to do that because he was exposed to vaccines and stuff. Screwed him up. Okay? You imagine a 6'4", 6'5", 6'6" by now, my gosh. The last time I saw him, he was 18. Crawling around on his knees, barely can talk, barely can behave, you know. Short bus to be babysit, wheelchair where he needs to go, strapped in so he doesn't, hurt himself. Okay? What you have done to babies is deplorable. What you have done to citizens is deplorable. But at least, your so-called citizens, they have the right to look up stuff or look away. I mean, they can do that. Babies can't do that. Babies are vulnerable. And what's happening to babies in this country is deplorable. And there is nothing you can generate, no scenario, no false flag event that you can generate to distract us anymore. You just can't. All right? Zika, Ebola, mad cow disease, corona, SARS, killer hornets. My gosh, you kidding me? Listen, these like movie titles, and I've said that before, but I'm going to keep saying it until people start using their smartphones for something intelligent than watching kittens play the piano. It's a wrap. You're done. We're not voting for you. We're not interested in voting. We're not. We're not interested in voting for you. Okay? You're done. We're not taking your medications that disrupt the gut flora, bacteria, and our daggone digestive. We're not doing that. We're not falling for that anymore. We're not taking stuff for headaches. It just blocks the pain receptor and disrupts our gut bacteria and makes us sick or late. We're not doing that. Are you watch? I mean, stay with me for a sec. Do you watch these commercials and you see the man or the woman dancing in slow motion in a field, and then at the end of the commercial, it tells you all the stuff that it can do by taking this stuff? Who's falling for that? I guess they got to tell you. I guess they got to disclose that to you. But who's falling? I want to know who's actually purchasing this crap after viewing that. Are you feeling tired? Are you feeling hungry? Take this medication. May cause cancer, may cause this, may cause this, may cause this. Ask your doctor. Any medication you have to go to your doctor and ask them about. Your doctor has just become your local drug dealer. So drug dealing is legal if you go to the proper drug dealing school. Okay? Selling marijuana on the street corner get your behind put in jail. But now you can buy marijuana from your doctor. And now in some places you don't even need to go to the doctor to buy your drugs. You can go right to a local dispensary and pick up all the various types of weed that have been approved by the government for you to buy. After years of incarcerating people and throwing them under the jail for doing so. My gosh. So no, it's just some of the reasons why we're not voting for you anymore. We're not voting for you. We're not. We have no interest in voting for you. There was a lot of cool antique shops, on this road on my way to Tennessee. I'm gonna have to stop and check out some of them. We're not. So shit. I don't support either one. They say the enemy of my enemy is my friend, and for some reason, every news channel hates Trump. Just about every one of them. I guess and I'm not supporting. I don't support any of them. But I think he may have said some things and told us some things that you didn't authorize him to tell us. I mean, fake news, the China virus. He said everything but adrenochrome. He said everything but if he uses the word adrenochrome, it will make him legendary. If the word adrenochrome comes out of Trump's mouth on television, it'll make him legendary for people like me and people like Amina, people like MREC TV, people like Crystal Clear, people like Floorburn, and the Queen, and all of these people out there who are about these babies. Okay? I've passed these political signs. He's like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Interesting enough, I used to do that when I was running with my dude way back in the days who was a very successful politician who taught me a lot. And I got to learn a lot being around him. And I always appreciated him and his family. That's another video. I probably won't even make that video because I'm not going to put him in the same sentence as some of the things that are coming out my mouth. I've gone rogue. I've gone off the reservation. The rebel shot. I may have to stop by and check that out. Because the rebel flag is not what you've been told it is. That's another video. I think I'm going to turn around and check that out. Rebel flag. This is a cool town. A cool town surrounded by mountains. I need to get out more. Thank you for coming. God bless you. Good day. Roll for none of the above. Okay? Enough is enough. Until they start talking about what's on that laptop, until we find out what's in those emails, until we find out what the hell Uma and Hillary Clinton were up to, and all the Democrats and Republicans that look young, and the movie actors and stuff that look young for years and years and years and years and get to playing these roles, look, we need to know what's going on. Ellen DeGeneres, we need to know what's going on. Not that we give a shit about, celebrities. We don't give a fuck about celebrities. Okay? The sellouts come in all genders and all shades. Okay? This is not about race. Oprah, all of you. Gail, all of you. Snoop Dogg, all of you. All of you are under the microscope. All of you. All of you. Okay? We find out, hopefully through these indictments that people keep talking about. I'm waiting to find out. We're patiently waiting. But while we're patiently waiting and while we're gathering information, I tell you what people like me are not doing. We're not voting. Fuck y'all. Whatever contracts that you instituted on the day that I was born are null and void. They are null and void because there was no disclosure. They were null and void because I could not consent to any contracts that pertain to birth certificates and social security cards. I was too young to consent. There was no disclosure. There was never full disclosure. And so all those contracts are null and void. I can only speak for myself. I'd love to be able to speak for you, but I can't speak for you. I can only speak for myself. You do not have my consent. You don't. And you need it. This body is not available to you to be drugged up, just because you want to sell surgical masks by the billions. All of these politicians that bought stock in medical supplies because they knew about the pandemic that was about to happen. They knew about it. All of the rich fucks and politicians who bought vaccine stocks because that was the plan, that was the game plan. All of the stuff that's out there, the simulations that were done where they had various corporations at a round table discussing how they were going to institute this pandemic, scamdemic, and all of them giving their input. I had the nerve to record it and allow it to be leaked on the internet. I will add the link in the description after I enjoy the scenery of what the hell I'm doing. I'm not stopping to do that. I may stop, turn around and check out that Rebel shop, but I'm not stopping to do that. Okay? Because the information is available. It's a simple Google search. And if Google is hiding it, then go to DuckDuckGo. You can see all of that stuff there. You can see the indictments, the parts that are not sealed, to see whose names are on those lists for people who are involved in this adrenochrome and child. That nobody in the candidates, none of them are talking about what's happening to these children, these missing children. None of them's talking about these rituals. Nobody's talking about these organ harvesting. Nobody's talking about it. Right? Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Oh, real? There's nothing to see here. There's nothing for me to see at that voting booth. We're not voting for you. Now what? And final note. Don't let enough Americans hear about stuff like this and get on this wavelength and decide to stop paying their mortgages. Okay? Because if one person doesn't pay their mortgage, you can kick them out of the house. You can do that. You can call the sheriffs and have them evicted and all that other stuff. But if 90% of Americans say, fuck the banks, you've drove the monopoly money into the ground, it's not backed by anything, and you shut down the world. I can't speak for the world. This country, over some fake shit where viruses are not even contagious, that's another video. They knew in the late 1800s that viruses wasn't contagious. And all the information is on your phone. Viruses serve to clean the body, to detoxify dead cells and dead tissue. Facts. We're not arguing with you anymore. We're just not. You can go through this channel and have a smorgasbord. And this channel will lead you to other channels where you can have a smorgasbord. Dr. Berg, Dr. Bergman in California. Check them out. Wake up on your own time. This video was long enough, but I'm driving and I'm enjoying my rant. So I hope that you're enjoying my political rant. These mountains are beautiful. I think I'm just gonna risk turning around and giving you the scenery here. Oh man, this is fucking awesome. Awesome. Let me see, coming up the curve. Yeah, wow, that's awesome. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful stuff. We're not voting for you anymore. Okay? So you miss me. You start talking about these babies. Okay? You leak on the news, put the little Black Rock Mountain State Park. Okay, cool. You put on the news that Georgia, we found 39. The U.S. Marshals moved in and rescued 39 kids. Blah 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 blah. Great. Thank you. Appreciate it. We want them child rings. We want to. What happened with Wayfair? How'd that get swept under the rug? Selling babies under furniture descriptions. And what the fuck? Snap out of it. Thank you for coming. God bless you. Good day. Do something fun this weekend. You know? Do something fun. Don't be like me. Actually go someplace and leave your cell phones unless you need them for GPS. Thank you for coming. God bless you. Good day.